Hi everyone, this is Mr. Lomax with a quick video about basically everything we've done so far in the course. Just in case anybody's having any trouble finding anything, I'm going to show you, once again, how you find everything and how you see everything that we've done. Now, to start off with, I want to mention again our course main page here, which has all these announcements on it. Every single day I put in at least one announcement, and those announcements will always include the slides for the day. So you can review what we've done on any given day simply by finding the announcement for that day. I'll also have some other useful links as well so that you can catch up on those. If you're ever not in for a day, definitely review the announcement for that day. Definitely. Now, the page where a lot of the stuff lives for the course is in the content area. I'm going to click contents. So for anybody wondering what have we had to do so far, this is your review. So far, we've been working on Unit 1, the journey in a story. I'm going to click on that, and you can see there are a number of individual activities there. I'm going to just mention those and show those to you right now. The very first one, and notice I have to click on the activity, and then I have to click on content here to see what's on there. The very first thing we did was we wrote a letter. I showed a couple of videos about letters, and I gave you some instructions. That letter, again, was the very first thing that we did. You can find where to hand it in by clicking on assignments. I don't want to go away from contents, but maybe I should. I'm just going to quickly click on assignments here. And hang on. Open it in a new tab. No, it doesn't want to go to a new tab. There we go. Assignments. All right, and there you can always see. There it is, Unit 1, Assignment 1, Personal Letter. So if you're wondering what Assignment 1 was, well, there it was in the contents page, and you can find it there. Now, let's look at what came after that, because after that, bit by bit, we read 3 stories. Let's look at those now. The second activity in here is All My Troubles. That was the first story that we read. And if we look down here, again, we've got some introduction stuff to get your mind on. And then there is the story itself, All My Troubles by Florence and Charles Howell. It's right here in a little viewy box, but you can also get it by clicking the download button right here, and you can get the PDF downloaded directly to your computer. If we scroll further down, we've got all the instructions from Mr. Lomax about how you should write that response. Read those instructions pretty carefully and write that response. That's one response. Then, after that, we read another story. This one is called Little Old Lady from Cricket Creek. Notice once again, I have to click on the activity page here, and then I click on content, and that whole thing loads up. And we can see I did a little bit of an introductory activity, including the playing of a song. Play that song, it's good. And then we've got the instructions. And look, once again, here's the story, Little Old Lady from Cricket Creek by Len Gray. And again, you can read it all in this little viewy box here, or you can click this download button and download the PDF directly to your computer. Once again, I've got instructions about writing the response, not exactly the same as in the previous one, but very, very similar. After we did that, we actually took a bit of a pause. And why, look, here's an activity called A Pause in the Journey. Again, I'm going to click on the activity, and then I'm going to click on content. And there we go. Now, this was a pause to learn about some terminology. Now, I've got a couple of humorous videos to introduce it, and then a Prezi here with some useful terms. What I did in class and what you should do perhaps on your own if you weren't there, is review all of these terms by having a look through the Prezi. I asked everybody to take notes, and you can go through there and you can take those notes on all those different terms. And really, that's the only activity there is for this. I then asked you to look at your first two responses and put a couple of those terms in there, but that's just refining and revising something you've already done. It's a good idea, and I gave you some instructions here on how to do that. Our third story, we can see over here on the left, is Thank You, Ma'am. And again, I click on the activity page, I click on Content, and once again, a little bit of an introduction. In this case, it's an introduction to the author, Langston Hughes, a poem of his, Dreams, and then the story. Again, there it is in a viewy box right there for you. And you can also click that download button and have the PDF on your own computer. When you put those all together, let's think about that. That's 3 different stories and therefore 3 different responses. Let's look back at that assignments page and look. Assignment 2, first 3 responses. Why, that must be the second assignment. It is. All 3 of those responses should go in one file and get handed in there. After that, there is an assignment 3, media analysis. We're actually partway through that right now, but let me go to the contents page and show you that one too. Here we find the impact of social media. And if we click on there, and again, click content, I called this one a bump in the road. I'm still trying to go with the journey metaphor here. I've got a little bit to think about at the beginning, and then a video for you to watch, elderly advice on modern life, and then, really importantly, this article here, which is all about how teenagers are affected by social media. Once you've read that article, here's what we're actually going to be working on in class number 11, where I'm going to ask you to take all that thinking about social media from that article and then apply it to one of the 3 stories, just one, and you're going to write a couple of 2 or 3 paragraphs explaining how you think the story would have gone differently if it had happened in this modern era of social media. That, when you're ready to have it handed in, would go in Unit 1, Assignment 3, Media Analysis. This means that by the end of Class 11, there will have been 3 assignments: a letter, those first 3 responses, and that media analysis. That's all for now. I hope that this is going to be useful for you. I do want to mention once again how important the content page is here. That content page, really, really important. And how important the course homepage is, where those daily announcements happen. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Thank you very much for viewing.